All right, welcome everyone. I am Valorie List. This is Magical Monday Manifestation. Um, so the way this runs is I do a tarot pull. This is a group reading. So no matter where you are, right. Welcome everyone. Hold on. Kick back from you. So the way this runs is I do a tarot pull. This is a group. There we go. What was I saying? I was saying something. Oh, no matter where you are in your spiritual path, go ahead and set your intentions now for what you wish to experience, receive, get insight on from this reading, and spirit will answer. Sometimes we're collectively in the same spot and we get an answer that applies to many. Sometimes just out of nowhere, they'll seem like there's an answer that applies specifically to you. That's because spirit knows how to get you the message that you need. So, that being said, I'm going to let you all get yourself settled, set your intentions, allow yourself to receive. As I talk a little bit about the format of this. So first we pull tarot cards. I pull tarot cards first. We talk about the meaning for our upcoming week. And then I move into pulling oracle cards. We talk about the meaning of those cards. And I also give channel messages, whatever else comes through. A little bit that I want to tell you what's going on in Tarot Unicorns and Coffee world. Every month I have a special offer, a special reading, something that allows you to sample the goods, so to speak, at a lower price point. I try to do that every month. This month, oh, do I have the link ready? I might not have the link ready. Valorie. This month is a 30-minute session for only $60, which is less than half of my normal pricing for that session. So at some point, I'm going to go find the link, or one of my helpers will go find the link. It's on the Awkwardly Zen site if somebody wants to grab that for me. But in any case, $60 for 30 minutes is the December special. I'm also still offering year ahead readings, and I can put the link for that. I do have the link for that. That is one of my that is the most in-depth reading that I do to date, where we pull a card for each month of your year looking forward. And then we also go back and pull oracle cards for each quarter. It's not just the cards, it's also any channel messages, anything that comes through. That session takes close to an hour and a half to get through your whole year ahead forecast for 2023. So I encourage you to take advantage of that as well, if that is something that interests you. And then for the members of Unicorn Magic, and also if you're in I'm gonna start calling it my sister site. If you're in Awkwardly Zen, and if you're in one of their membership programs, I have a unicorn. Y'all have been asking me to talk to the unicorns and get messages from the unicorn. I have an event coming up that's talking with the unicorns, messages from the unicorns. So yay. Thank you, Jillian. Jillian is so fast. She's just speedy helper. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to say. I've got spiritual mentoring all on the meetup calendar. Y'all make sure you keep your eyes on the meetup calendar. That's all I got to say. I'm still filling in events for December, so keep an eye, be aware of things that get announced. And let's see. I'm shuffling the cards now to see. Yeah, I got so much. November was a really good month for me because there was so much gratitude. I had gratitude, and that gratitude was reflected back to me from the universe, through friends, through this community. I just feel so blessed, so blessed. I hope you all got that, to experience some of that feeling of just feeling blessed and grateful last month. And now we're into December, or the month of giving. I like that too. I got to show y'all this. I just got to show y'all this. I've been collecting bells for a while. Somebody gave this to me last week. Isn't that the most, it's a unicorn bell. Like, who would have thought, out of all the things in the universe? And this friend was like, I found this and I just thought it was yours. And it made sense to give it to you because of the unicorn. Little did she know I collect bells. Out of all of the universe, a unicorn bell. Like, I could barely believe it. It's the way that the universe chooses to surprise and delight me. So that's like a moment that I was like truly grateful, because a unicorn bell, come on, come on. And that one of my friends would find it and then gift it to me. That's the universe all over the place, all over the place. And then look at this. I got to show y'all this too. I'm just so proud of all my little gifts and tchotchkes. Look at this. It says unicorn mode, which is where I'm currently at. What does this one say? Be right back chasing unicorns. Busy being a unicorn. And this is it was a wooden blank that was hand painted by one of my very dear friends. Rowan, y'all know Rowan. Rowan painted that for me. But we're in unicorn mode today with the purple side. And let's get into the reading, because I know y'all are tired of hearing about my little tchotchkes and my joy. Let's share and see how all of us can get into this receiving mode. Get into, I know we focus on it in December, but y'all, it can be year round. We can allow ourselves to receive the gifts of the universe year round. Maybe we can make that our focus for 2023. Let me be gifted from the universe every month. Does that sound selfish? Does that sound selfish? Good, because y'all need to be selfish. That's why y'all don't be getting what you want, because you're not selfish enough. Let me tell you something. All right, I've got the tarot cards. Let's get into the reading. Ooh, 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Why did I do that? Y'all be doing some insane stuff. I put the tarot cards right on my keyboard, and now I can't use my keyboard. I'm moving them. Hold on. I could be smart sometimes. Today is questionable. Okay, 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords in tarot is now look here, it looks like she's resting, which is very interesting. 8 of Swords is traditionally, I could see why they would use the 8. 8 of Swords is when you've created your own imprisonment based on the thoughts, based on the direction of your thoughts. The Swords as a whole is a very interesting deck. Almost all of the cups, the wands, the other one. Almost all of the other decks take chronological order. The Swords do, but they also kind of jump around and jumble things up a bit. But I can say, but by the time you get to 8, 9, 10, you can very much see the outcome of negative thinking. When you start with the 1, 2, 3, and you see where the thoughts start to increase, that's your chance to catch it before it gains a lot of momentum. By the time you're at the 8, 9, 10 in the tarot, in the Suit of Swords, it's pretty much you're already participating, experiencing. You're already experiencing the ill effects of negative thinking. And so by the time we get to an 8, whatever thoughts have been prevalent for this individual, fear, doubt, worry, sometimes it's just worry. And sometimes it's that little bit of worry that you think, well, everybody worries about this. But after you've worried about that same thing for 30 days that you think is not really having any effect on you, it really, really does. And so this 8 of Swords is the point where this person, based on the thoughts and where they're going, have created their own prison. In the traditional 8 of Swords, they're surrounded by 8 swords, and it looks like they can't get out, but they can, because the ties are very loose, the blindfold is very loose, and they could see their way out. But for whatever reason, they're choosing to continually play those negative stories, and they've imprisoned themselves. Here, it's interesting because here she's laying down sleeping. The 9 of Swords, which is the next card, is you've let it get so out of control that you can't even sleep. Now you've got insomnia. Now your worries and your fears are keeping you up at night. But the 8, still sleeping, but still probably tossing and turning, probably not very restful, probably letting those thoughts be way too prevalent in their life because it has overtaken their sense of balance. They are out of balance with the negative thinking. So if we're pulling this card first thing on a Monday morning, our first card, even if you're saying to yourself, I've been pretty positive lately, and I don't really feel the hit of feeling like I'm imprisoned on anything. I'm doing pretty good. That's cool. This card is also coming up to say, examine where your thoughts are. Even if you think my thoughts are pretty positive, if we're pulling this card, Spirit's message to all of us is pause and examine where your thoughts are. Even if your thoughts are positive, are you focusing your attention on the thing that is most beneficial for you on your path in this moment? Maybe your thoughts are very positively focused on the next Netflix series that you can't wait to binge watch, where you could be focusing on, how can I advance my spirituality? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. It's just Spirit is asking you in this moment with this Eight of Swords, if you are negatively focused, cut that shit out. If you're not negatively focused, take a moment, pause, and ask yourself, where are my thoughts and where can I focus them for the most good for my personal path? Selfish seems to be a theme. I was joking when I said that earlier, but Spirit is nudging me to say, no, that seems to be a thing. When we get into December, we feel a lot of guilt. I don't know. I'm saying we, maybe not, maybe it's just me. People tend to feel a lot of guilt going into the gift giving season. Am I not giving everybody I know something? If I don't have enough money to gift the 1,300 members in my unicorn magic, in my unicorn, am I faulty? Am I, oh my God, am I not taking care of my community? We have that tendency to, even in this upsurge of feeling joy and happy and wanting to give, we also have the tendency to beat ourselves up for that which we cannot give. We only can give so much. And the beating ourselves up, that's why I'm tying it back into selfish. For some reason, that seems to be a theme. Be a little selfish this season, be a little selfish 2023. Maybe write that at the top of your paper. In 2023, I'm going to be a little bit more selfish, because you need to be giving to yourself. You need to be taking care of yourself. Oh, Lord, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. I hear you, Spirit. Shit. I hate when I try to tell y'all something and Spirit's like, are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? Anyway, that is the message for us all. I too need to work on that. Giving to yourself first. And y'all all know the very tired cliche, if you're not giving to yourself, if your cup is not full, you can't give to anyone else completely and fully. But we hear that cliche so much that we don't really think about it. Think about it for just a minute. And this is not about, well, I do take care of myself. I do, take myself out to eat. I do get that pedicure every couple of months. This is not about that. This is about checking in with yourself. Even though you're doing those things, is your cup full, or are you at 3/4? Are you at 5/8? I don't know. That might be the same thing. I'm bad with fractions. Are you not completely full before you try to go give something to someone else? Make sure your cup is full and then give the overflow to other people. So right after we've done all of that checking in, right after we get that message from Spirit about be a little bit more selfish going forward, very interesting. Second card of the pool is the motherfucking Sun. I say it that way every time. The most positive card in the tarot. Even in reverse, this still has a positive message and a positive aspect. This is from Tarot of the Night. If those of y'all did not recognize the deck, Tarot of the Night shows almost all the scenes in night. So how do they represent the sun in a dark night themed deck? It's this lady still at the dawn. She's in the darkness, but it's at the dawn of a new day, or the sun is about to come up, even though she's still standing in dark. Maybe that's the message. Maybe that's why I pulled from this deck that shows this figure still in darkness with the sun about to rise. Yeah, I think this is 2023 on the horizon. For many of us, shifts in perception are going to cause shifts in our life, and shifts in our life are going to cause shifts in the collective. So this dawning of a new energy, perhaps, doesn't that look more like a ball of energy? Kind of look at it, a ball of flame than the actual sun. Maybe new energy is beginning to emerge and to come up. We're going to see not necessarily darkness, but we're going to release a lot. Maybe you're coming out of some period of darkness. If so, hallelujah and praises to you. Maybe it's just the getting rid of the old and letting the old you go to sleep, so to speak, or lay with the old day, let the old day go and look for this dawn. Maybe it's like coming out of a troublesome situation, and instead of focusing on all of the things, because we have the tendency to do that too, especially in December. Oh shit, I didn't do all of them things I said I was going to do in 2022. And here I am setting goals for 2023, and I didn't even do the goals for 2022. We have a tendency to do that to ourselves. Let it go and look forward to 2023. The motherfucking sun, y'all. This week, yes, it's the message for this week, but I'm getting a bigger overall message for the year ahead. Continue to focus on the light and let the darkness be where the darkness needs to be to balance out the light. It's not going to go away. It's part of our existence, but focus on the light. Ooh, I am loving this spread. So that's Major Arcana. Major Arcana is overarching all things, all areas of our life. The next card is the Magician. Oh, isn't she a sight to see? So the Magician, card number 1 in the Major Arcana, is the very first individual archetype that the Fool visits in the Fool's journey, and the Fool's journey is a representation of our life as a whole. The very first thing that the Fool visits is the archetype of the Magician, which says right off the bat, before you experience any of the other shit in your life, because your life will bring you some shit, that's what you came here to experience as a human, before you learn any of the other lessons in life represented by the Fool's journey, the first thing we need you to know is that you have everything you need. That's the message of the Magician. The Magician is typically represented with all of the other 4. I wonder if it's represented here on this one. With all of the other 4 minor arcana suits. So generally, the Magician is shown with the table, with a sword, a cup, a wand. Why can't I remember the last one? A sword, a cup, a wand, and a pentacle. Pentacle laying on the table in front of them, which shows that they have access to all of these tools in their life. And they're the motherfucking Magician. There's so many other messages of the Magician. Oh, speaking of the Magician, in January, I'm doing a guided tarot meditation on the Magician. It's already on my calendar, which I thought would be a great way to start out the new year talking about that personal power. But back to this card and what it means for us. And what it means for the Fool. It's a reminder that we have everything we need. And we often forget that. We often go looking for these skills and looking to develop these skills that we have within us, and forgetting that everything we need was gifted to us. You see her infinity symbol? It's on her belt. Yeah, I need one of those. It's more like a belly chain. That is sexy. I need me a belly chain with an infinity symbol. I can make one myself. I might make one myself. Anyway, that's cool. I was like, where's the infinity symbol? And the Magician also has the infinity symbol on the depiction almost always. Infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities, and you are capable of bringing about any of those infinite possibilities that you choose, because you are the motherfucking Magician. Can y'all write that at the top of your pages? I am the Magician. Anyway, that's the message for this week. So when you find yourself in a situation that seems as if there is no solution, you are the Magician. You have the answers that you seek. What does it mean when people keep telling me that I have the answers that I seek? If I had the answers, I wouldn't be living this life. I know that's what some of y'all are saying. It means you have the answers, and the outside world around you, the experiences, the people, the tools, the spiritual gifts are tools to help you find those answers. That does not mean that those tools, those people, those experiences outside you hold the answers. It means those things are helping you look within to find those answers that have been there all along. It's kind of like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. All along, she had the ruby shoes, but she had to go through all of those trials and tribulations before she could look down at her own damn feet and see that she had the shoes that took her to where she wanted to go all along. So it's the same thing. She made friends along the way. Those friends helped her see all of these qualities within herself that put her in a position to where she could perceive the answers that she had all along. And that's the same thing with life, y'all. We don't have these things in our life because the answers lie without ourselves. We have these things to reflect back to us how we find those answers within ourselves. So that's what it means when people say you have the answers all along, and you're like, no, the fuck I don't. Yes, you do. These people are showing up to show you how to find those answers. And then we have the Two of Wands. Woo woo. The Two of Wands represents decisions. It's the Two of Wands. Twos are generally decisions and choices, just in general, in numerology and also in the tarot. Also can represent duality. The Two of Wands, I keep thinking about the Three of Wands, but the Two of Wands, which one is the Two of Wands? I can't think of I cannot conjure the Two of Wands in my head. So let me tell you a little bit about how I read tarot. No matter which deck I'm using now, not always, but now, no matter which deck I'm using, immediately the Rider-Waite-Smith card pops in my mind. And then I can interpret the original meaning of the tarot through the artist's interpretation. For the life of me, I cannot remember what the original Rider-Waite-Smith card for the Two of Wands looks like. So we're going to go to, isn't that something? I remember when I first started reading tarot, I said 78 cards. And I marveled at watching YouTube readers who could pull up a card and not go to the book. And I said to myself, I am never going to get there. Y'all know my memory is shit, like truly shit, like the attention span of a gnat. Somebody said, I forget what they said, but I was cracking up. The memory. See, I can't even remember what they were saying about memory. That's how bad my memory was. It was a little joke about how bad memory is. But anyway, so when I first started reading tarot, I was like, there is no way in the world I am always going to use a book. I'm never going to remember 78 meanings. And then people were talking about, and when they're in reverse, I was like, I'm not doing 78 times 2. That's why I originally never read reversals, but now I do. But anyway, I'm saying that to say, it's amazing how when I pull a card now, not only do I see the memory of a gnat, yes, not only do I see the card as the artist has depicted it, but I instantly see the Rider-Waite-Smith version. So that's mind-boggling to me for somebody who doesn't have much of a mind. Two of Wands. Through my clairvoyance, I'm going to read right from this because I really like this particular deck. I've told y'all before, it speaks from the viewpoint of the character in the tarot. So I'm going to show you this card one more time because what she's doing is important. And then it says, the skull is like my crystal ball. It provides me all the information I need and helps me reach my goals, which makes a lot of sense that would come right after the Magician card. All the information I need and helps me reach my goals. I am questioning it for you. Its answer is that you have to develop a plan, a detailed, efficient, appropriate plan. Don't be spineless or timorous. Dare to explore and try new experiences. You've walked a long road already, but there's still work to do, and things must be considered with a long-term approach in mind. Ooh, I like this one. I should put this on a t-shirt. Choose audacity over timidity. Choose audacity. I like that. Don't fear stormy clouds. If you're well prepared, clouds won't stop you from expanding your horizons. So step out and go. Oh, I really like that message, and I'm really glad that I could not remember, and then I had to read it from the book on this one. Two of Wands, powerful message, especially as we look ahead. Make sure you are taking a moment to reflect on how far you have come and where you want to go. And then Two of Wands, and we jump right to the Eight of Wands. I love the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is pictured as 8 wands flying through the sky, and it represents fast action. 8 is also, I really like 8. 8 on the side is the infinity symbol. We got infinity showing up a lot for us. Endless possibilities, but 8 of Wands is about moving more in purpose and on purpose, working within your particular gifts, developing your gifts, and making sure that you are taking action on those. That's the messages I'm getting. That's not specifically tarotically speaking, but this particular 8 is about moving forward and moving forward swiftly, but moving in alignment. So it shows 8 wands flying through the skies, but you can also think of those as 8 arrows. Those 8 arrows are all flying in unison, and they're all going to hit the same mark. So make sure that you're focused as you're moving forward. Make sure that before you take that inspired action, that there's some goal. And the goal can be as simple as, I want to have more fun. It doesn't have to be a serious life purpose goal before you take action, but you do need to make sure that you're a little bit more focused with your energies to make sure you do hit your mark when you fire off those 8 wands, so to speak. So 8 of Wands, action, inspired action, moving quickly, moving in purpose and on purpose, just really feeling your fire, starting to feel your fire, starting to feel as if You are being led by inspiration. Like every action is the right action. Oh, don't we need some of that for 2023? I feel like I'm doing a 2023 reading, but I'm really not. I'm just, that's just the vibe of this week's energy. A lot of us are forward facing. Spirit is saying, I'm going to reiterate it again. Be a little bit more selfish. Look at yourself before you start looking at this world. And this world, this month, is going to ask you to look at a lot of external things. Just make sure you're checking in with yourself before you pay attention to those things that are external to you. Before you worry about grandma's pumpkin pie recipe, ask yourself, did I eat today? It's simple stuff like that. You know, just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. So that was the tarot part of the reading. Now we're going to move into, I'm going to try not to drop my cards. I try to keep the cards out just in case I want to refer back to the tarot cards, but I don't have enough room on my desk. I don't have enough room on my desk for all that bullshit. I had to move them over there. They're on the bookshelf. Not that y'all needed to know where the cards went. They magically disappeared. But sometimes I think it's important to fill space with nonsense talking. That's what I do a lot. I don't know why I do that. I hope it's entertaining. The next deck I'm going to, it's numerology. How interesting. Y'all know I'm doing a New Year's Eve reading too, right? Y'all know that? Yes, I hope so. I have, unfortunately, it's not unfortunately, it's right in line with divine guidance. I have capped the limit at 100 because I feel like I can only get through 100 within the time constraints of a 2-hour reading. Last year I did 77, y'all. I was so proud of myself. So I'm like, yeah, I think I can do 100 this year. So if you have not signed up for that event, I suggest you find it on the calendar and sign up for it, because when I checked this morning, it was at 48. So we're halfway full. And it's posted on Facebook. So I expect to get a lot more signups in Facebook in the coming days too. So jump on that if you want. It's a free event, and it's a free New Year's Eve card pull to give you a look at your year ahead. It's just the one card. You get one tarot card. But anyway, okay. I think I have sufficiently talked while shuffling this deck. And the deck I'm going for is the numerology deck. And now this is interesting. The card I pulled after talking about all of that year ahead, we are really focused on year behind and year ahead. It's 6. But let me tell you why this is interesting. Because 6 is the number for 2022. So it's a little bit of reflection. Did y'all know that 6 is the 2022 number? The tarot card for 2022 was the Lovers, hence 6, and the card of love. Maybe reflect on how love showed up for you in 2022. Maybe that's something you can do. Pull out a piece of paper, write love at the top, and then write 2022 underneath it. Look at me telling y'all how to journal. Is Valorie going to journal herself? No. But I think it's a good idea. I do think it's a good idea. And write about how love showed up for you in 2022. Just a reflection. But let's see what the book says about this number. This card indicates a need to see the world through the eyes of love and to remember at all times that only love is real. Well, I've been talking with a bunch of friends recently about the reality of real, or the realness of reality. How do you say that? I don't know. In any case, it's all bullshit, in store, period. Oh, spoiler. Only love is real. That's interesting as I ponder reality. When you look beyond the illusion to see the beauty in the world, you align yourself with source and the intentions of your soul. Because you attract what you are, when you see through the eyes of love, that's what will surround you in all areas of your life. This card also indicates a need to go within. Ooh, there it is again. That's the 3rd time we've got the message about looking within. Go within to recognize and address any limiting thoughts. That's that 8 of Swords. Limiting thoughts and beliefs that you have created for yourself. I put that part in. That are holding you back from experiencing love. This is a time when you must ask yourself, am I truly open to giving and receiving love? Do I truly believe I am worthy of love? Do I believe that love exists for me? And do I really believe, nope, that was it. Do I believe that love exists for me? because love only comes when you believe that it exists, when you believe that you are open to giving and receiving it, and when you know that you are worthy. Oof. We've heard that so many times before, and sometimes we just need to keep reading it in different words from different authors, hearing it from different people, speaking that same thing again, because obviously it's something that we all still need to work on, and I am included in this. Those questions, though, really important. I feel like the way they were worded was really impactful for me. Am I truly open to giving and receiving love? Let me put in there, let me change that a little bit. I'm going to say, am I truly open to giving and receiving unconditional love? And then question yourself about what unconditional love means to yourself. Okay, so that was from the numerology. Spirit keeps throwing the Lover's card at me. Comment from the participants here. If you're watching on YouTube, I was like, how do I say that? Comment from the participants. Yes. Self-love is never ending. And the more we love ourselves, the more we expand. Maybe you think of it as that way. You've been asking for some kind of expansion in any area of yourself. I can absolutely guarantee that it is tied to your level of self-love. I've been asking for a promotion at work, and I don't get it. I never get it. I never get the promotion. How much do you love yourself? I've been asking for the price of gas to drop down. That's what I want. That's what I want. And it just never drops. How much do you love yourself? Listen, the dots that it takes to connect the price of gas in your area to how much you love yourself, that's what I was gifted with. I can connect every one of those fucking dots and tell you exactly why gas costs more than it needs to for you. Everything in the universe, I feel, is tied back to self-love and how much you love yourself and how that is reflected back to you by the universe and how you experience things. I'm really good at connecting dots on shit like that. I love that. Okay. Delphin is our, I didn't even tell y'all what deck I went to. I switched decks. We're going to Dragon Path. And Delphin is our dragon. And it's number 30. We've pulled this dragon before, but I don't remember what Delphin's message is. It's going to be something good, probably. Number 30. Delphin is the etheric counterpart of the whales and the dolphins. Yay, I like that. The whales are Earth's record keepers, and the dolphins are our spiritual ancestors, which also have ties to Lemuria and Syrian. That's another thing. Dolphins have ties to the interstellars, in my opinion. They carry the blueprint of our spiritual existence here on Earth. One more time. They carry the blueprint of our spiritual existence here on Earth. This wise old dragon of the deep carries the same knowledge and understanding, same knowledge as the dolphins and the whales, of the depths of his being. Delphin has this to say about our journey and the oceans of our planet, and this is a quote. The waters of Earth can cleanse or maim, support or take life. You too are faced with a similar choice. You can choose to heal and be healed or swim in the riptides. Neither is wrong. It's only a matter of perspective and choice. You have been faced with arduous situations at times, and you've made some bad choices too. Remember, you are human, and as humans must, your race makes mistakes and on occasion, poor decisions. But that is all part of learning. It is time to forgive yourself and others. Move on. I got chills reading that. Forgive yourself and others and move on. Delphin tells us to look deep into our soul and ask, what is your purpose on Earth? What is it we must discover about ourselves? Are we healers, a spiritual guiding light for others to follow? Are we seekers of the truth through science? Are we called to work with him possibly as ecologist or even marine biologist? He is very useful to call upon when we feel stuck and unable to go with the flow. His presence acts as a reminder that we would do well to stop struggling and surrender to the ebb and flow of life, for that which we resist persists. Your task is to uncover your divine passion and kickstart the job you came here to do. I love that. You know, I want to go back because I feel spirit telling me to go back. I'm going to go back to the part where it says, let me find it. We all make mistakes, poor decisions. That's all part of learning. But then it says it's time to forgive yourself and others and move on. And I find that very interesting, particularly because for the first time ever, I did a couples reading and I really liked it. I think I might offer them again. But what was more interesting about the reading was it was a reading that was specifically tying in numerology and like life path and all of those things. And what was interesting about the reading was understanding that this individual from non-physical came forth to experience certain things. And as they're going through their life experiencing certain things and then coupled up with this other person, when they were aware of the knowledge of the choices they made from the non-physical, it kind of made everything in the relationship make more sense. And then a forgiveness was able to take place. And so I'm saying that to say is that also gave me insight. Like when I see someone do something and I want to fault them or hold on to that or carry that grudge or carry that pain, because it's usually someone who's hurt me, carry that pain forward and just keep playing it over and over in my brain, it makes it hard to forgive. But when I can not look at what they did and try to understand why they did it or what choices did they make, even from non-physical, that kind of precludes them from, you know, everybody has free will, but kind of gives them a set point, like, well, they came to do that. They came to set things up that way. Then it makes forgiveness so much more easier. When you can see that this individual is not doing this out of ill intent, they're doing it just because this is the way their brain works and this is how they function and this is how they express themselves. And it's not meant, don't take anything personal, y'all. Isn't that from the 4 agreements? When we can see that these people are going through their own path and their own trials and tribulations, then it makes forgiveness a lot easier. I don't know why I went down that rabbit hole. Just for those of y'all who might struggle with forgiveness, when you can take the person out of the situation and just look at what is this experience. You know, if it wasn't this person, if it was some other person doing this, maybe you can forgive the experience, which will allow you to forgive the person. I don't know. I'm just saying shit. I need more coffee. That was the Dragon Path deck. Dragon Path Oracle cards by Carolyn Mitchell. What should we do now? I'm going to go on to, I'm really just pulling the decks that are sitting on my desk, but they seem to be relevant. I don't even know how they got here. Honestly, I've been moving decks around since I got back from Denver I haven't put them back in their proper place yet. So I have decks kind of all over the place. This next deck is called The Universe Has Got Your Back, which I believe is relevant, tying it into that magician energy. Oh, tying it into forgiveness and letting go. Isn't that a beautiful eye? I want to learn to watercolor paint just so I can do paintings like that. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. Well, shit, I could have just pulled the card instead of babbled for the last 5 minutes. That's the same thing I was trying to say. Seeing them through the eyes of love and not seeing them for their mistakes, because we all make mistakes. How would you feel if you had to be held account for every mistake you've ever made in your entire life? Life would be shit. So let's not do that to somebody else. See them through the eyes of love and let go of the shadow of the past. Ooh, isn't that a powerful message? And that comes from The Universe Has Got Your Back. That comes from a deck that talks about being supported, but it's talking about our need to release. Spirit is like, I can only support you so far. If you're going to keep holding on to that shit, what are we doing? We're spinning our wheels here. I need you to let go of that stuff. And then we can support your growth. Then we can support your expansion. I'm just going to look real quick over here at the chat to see if there's anything I have missed. I love the comments. Keep the comments coming. All right, while I'm on it. Do we have time? We have time. We have 15 minutes. Now, I know I've asked this in the past, and I want y'all to know that after the event, I see all of your questions. If you have a specific question or something that you would like, go ahead and put it in the chat. It's not that I'm ignoring you. Sometimes I honestly do not see them until after, but I feel like even when I don't see the questions, that Spirit sees them, and then I pull the card that answers them. So I'm just going to say that. Watercolor pencils and then adding water is a good, I've tried that before. I will say my watercolors do come out better when I use pencils or pens, but I still haven't got, I definitely can't do watercolors with the paintbrush, but I still haven't got the hang of it. This next card deck that I'm pulling from is Gods and Titans, which is divine masculine energy for me. And here is the card we have. Vishnu. Pretty cool. The things I could do with the man with 4 arms. Balance. Balance is the message. And let's see what the further message of this card is. Rectifying imbalance in your body, mind, and soul reduces suffering and pain. The middle path is the best course of action. I'm just going to read a little bit. This deck gives you a little bit about the background of the god or the titan, and then it gives you the message. I'm just going to read a little bit about what this god is about. The Hindus believe that both good and evil exist in the world. This is a natural way of being. When harmony is disturbed, Vishnu appears to maintain balance. And, oh, he just has a little bitty. He's only got 1 page, so I guess I'll read the whole thing. Vishnu, the preserver, is the middle part of the Hindu trinity between Brahma, the creator, and Shiva, the destroyer. That's interesting. So we have a creator, the balancer, and then the destroyer. So far, Vishnu has been reincarnated 9 times to assist in balancing the powers of light and darkness. These incarnations, or avatars, include those of Rama, Krishna, and Buddha. There is a 10th reincarnation to come when a hero called Kalki, Kalki, will appear, riding a white horse. I think it's going to be a white unicorn, riding a white horse to again balance the decline of humanity. That's interesting. I didn't know any of that about this particular deity. I find it very interesting that there's a creator, a balancer, and then a destroyer. And that they believe that this one, the balancer, has reincarnated 9 times to bring balance back to Earth, and that there's still an incarnation that has yet to occur yet. Isn't that interesting? And that one of his incarnation was Buddha himself. Isn't that super interesting? I'm intrigued now. That might be a rabbit hole I go down this week to figure out more about this god, Vishnu. So indicating, even just understanding on a collective sense of bringing balance. I know I feel it. All of the friends I talk to feel it, that there is a balancing that is trying to come back to our situation. So whether you believe that comes through Vishnu or not, I do believe we pulled that card because of the energy of the card, because it's asking us to be part of that balancing work. How do we be part of balancing the whole universe? We weren't here to fuck it up in the beginning. I'll tell you how. Balance yourself first. Balance yourself first, and then see how can you help others in your immediate vicinity balance. And then it just spreads. And then those in your immediate vicinity are helping balance the community. And before you know it, we are balancing the whole world. But it starts with yourself. Another cliche. I got to come up with better cliches, y'all. I need to write some new ones. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sick of spewing these same cliches over and over again. Where do we want to go? I don't know. I'm going to mermaids. The middle path is always the best way. I don't know. Listen, I'm a fire sign. I will light some shit up before I go down the middle path. Middle path, in this sense, when I heard middle path, I thought complacency, I thought mediocre. So someone put, let me verify for those watching on YouTube. There's a comment that says, I'm going to politely disagree with the middle path is always the best way. And when I heard middle path, I too, something came up inside me that said, nope, because middle path to me meant mediocrity, complacency, not upsetting the status quo. I don't think that's what that particular energy meant by middle path. I think they meant balance, like don't be in excess and don't be in lack. That internal balance is the middle path. That path that says, I'm going to do just the right amount. And sometimes, for those of us who are fire signs, the creator and the destroyer, there is balance in that. As long as we don't spend all of our time in creation mode and we step out of that to enjoy that which we have created, that's balance. So it's not about just being right in the middle. It's about knowing when to move back and forth between these energies, knowing when I need to be the creator and when I need to be the destroyer, knowing when I need to set some shit on fire and when I need to just let the embers glow and when I need to put those fires out. That's balance. To me, that's middle path. Okay, the next card, I already told you I'm pulling for mermaids. I don't like this one. I don't like this card. I don't even like the word. I'm not even gonna say the word. I'm gonna let y'all read it. I don't like that word. But that's the message. I hear you. Active patience is what I call it. I will not sit still and wait. I just won't. I will not sit still and wait. What I will do when something is not coming to me is reevaluate. Why is it not coming to me? I guess that's kind of a moment of patience. For me, patience is active because I'm not just going to be like, oh, it's not coming, let me wait. I'm going to say, oh, it's not coming. What do I need to reevaluate? Where is my energy? Was I thinking about the lack instead of what I did want? Like, to me, it's active as I am, I guess, waiting for it to manifest. I'm reevaluating, I'm refocusing. So that's why I don't like the word patience, because patience to me implies just sitting down and waiting, and I don't do that. But the message of this is let go of any expectations and surrender to life as it reveals itself. This mermaid trusts in life and in the process of allowing her paths to unfold in the most perfect way. She knows the universe doesn't make mistakes, so she waits in the watery depths, knowing all is well and what is meant to be will be at the right time. She has wishes and dreams, hopes and fears, but she doesn't allow them to interfere with the unfolding of her life. And this part of her experience means being patient. Whatever it is you're hoping for, it's important to trust and practice patience at this time. You could try focusing on something else to distract your mind from any yearnings, to distract your mind from any lackful thoughts that can be replaced there. Perhaps someone around you needs to be patient, or maybe they're being impatient with you. If the latter is the case, them being impatient with you, you need to clearly and lovingly tell them that you can't be rushed in this situation. Simply ask them to be patient with you. That's that being selfish, self-love, boundaries. When you're able to practice patience, everything flows in a more natural and harmonious way. The pressure of expectations and hopes takes a back seat, allowing peace and space to prevail. If you're feeling impatient, ask yourself, why? Do you feel something will be taken away from you? If whatever it is that you're waiting for, do you feel something will be taken away from you if whatever it is that you are waiting for doesn't happen or appear quickly? That feeling shows up daily when you are in survival mode. Do I feel like my house will be taken away from me if the money to pay rent doesn't show up quickly? So that feeling is something that is almost knee-jerk second nature to you if you're living in survival mode. How you get out of the survival mode is trusting and sitting in this energy of this I was about to say unicorn, this mermaid, sitting in the energy of this mermaid and trusting and surrendering that the universe is going to bring it to you when it needs to bring it to you. Know that what is meant for you won't pass you by. This simple explanation, when deeply and fully understood, should set your mind at rest. Okay, maybe I do kind of like, I like the message of patience. I just don't like the word patience. Patience has a negative connotation to me, and I need to rework that in my brain. See, I got work to do too. I got a lot of work to do. If y'all don't know that I got work to do now, y'all are in the wrong zone. Let me tell y'all. A lot of work, a lot. What deck should we go to next? Set that shit on fire and make room for the new life creation. Yes, and that is balance. That is balance to me. Y'all don't know how many times I have set my life on fire. Tried to set some people on fire, but that didn't work. So I had to turn within and see what I needed to do in my own life. People are less flammable than you think. I'm just going to say that. Don't ask me how I know. Okay, the next card I'm going to go to is, or deck I'm going to go to is, oh, we have 5 minutes left. So I guess this is the one we're going to end on. Star Codes, Astro Oracle deck. This has, let me show y'all the cover because I really like the cover. But this deck is all about planets, moon phases. It's got a little bit of everything in there. So let's see what guidance we can get from the energies. So this is not necessarily specifically what is going on in the heavens right now, but it's what energies would most benefit us. What energies can we call upon or pull in? I love it. This card is also very closely tied to Sagittarius energy, and I'm Sagittarian, but let me get the glare off of it. Can I get the glare off of it? Chiron, it says heal. Oh, and it's 28. I never realized that, 28. My birthday's on the 28th. I want to get the glare off of it because it's a really cool. So can y'all make out that that is an altered image of the caduceus? I think I'm saying that word correctly. But look at this, what's in the middle. It's more like a wand with a crystal at the top, and then it has the interwoven serpents around it. Chiron is also known as the wounded healer in astrology, who was wounded, learned how to heal, and then takes that healing and shows others how to heal. So the wounded healer. Let's see what the message is for all of us for this week and also for going forward. Chiron is often referred to as the wounded healer archetype, named after a mythological wise centaur, that's why it's linked to Sagittarius energy, who trained heroes and was accidentally wounded by Hercules with a poisoned arrow. Though he could not completely heal his own pain, he learned so much about medicine that he started a healing temple. This asteroid points to where your own painful experiences give you training and how you can use that understanding to help others. Ooh, the asteroid Chiron has a 50-year orbit between the traditional visible planets and the more metaphysical transformative realm symbolized by the outer planets. So the action, or when this comes up for you in a reading, find purpose in your problems. I'm gonna say that one more time. Find purpose in your problems. Hard-earned wisdom is now relevant and needed. You don't have to assign causality. You don't have to assign causality. You may never know why you went through a difficult time. Ooh, amen to that, because there are some things in my life I have been trying to figure out since the day I was born. And I've recently come to the own self-reflection that I just might not ever know. So if I never know why, still, I went through it. So what can I gain from it? You can put what you learned from it to good use. Even if you never quite heal in this place of karmic tenderness, you may have the wisdom to pass on once you metabolize the information. Oh, I needed this message deeply. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. This situation may feel familiar, but if you can't remember a story to go with it, it may be left over from a past life, a chapter review of what your soul already knows. If an old pain is triggered, have compassion for yourself. You are more than your troubles. You know the route through, and now it's time to practice what you know. Once you have a solution, add it to your toolkit. If this solution stretches and tests you, take it as training for the hero within. What you are learning now can be your secret sauce in the future. The challenge: the situation can set off touchy memories or poke you while where it still hurts. Shrapnel can hurt as much coming out as it does going in. Take this opportunity to heal so those old places can transform. And the gift: allow the pain and troubles of the past to become the wisdom and compassion of the present moment. Beautiful message. Y'all know every week, sometimes when a card hits me, I set that out for me, and I'm definitely setting this one out. Let me replace it. Last time's was confidence, that dragon confidence. That may have been from 2 readings ago. Anyway, it's being replaced by Chiron. I hope y'all love that message. We are right at time. I'm going to go ahead and end the